Good morning, Kipsters. This is Science with Mr. Jennings. Just like all of our lessons, we start off with our excellence mantra rules. So, when talking about our excellence mantra, this is our excellence mantra here, which we're going to all say together. Respect what's mine, respect what's not, respect our time, respect our thought, work hard, try your best, take heart, shake the stress, be kind, and never give up. Rain or shine, I am enough. Last week we talked about respecting our thought. What do you guys think we're going to work on this week? Good, working hard. So when we work hard, this means that we do the best that we can do or that you can do. You're doing the best. You're not going to like someone can't make you feel sad if you're not able to do things that they're able to do, or that getting you to do something that you don't feel comfortable with doing by yourself. You might need support. And this goes for our next thing specific for working hard. Ask for help. When things get tough, you can ask for help. And this will get you ready for like a big test or prepare you for things that you want to do for yourself. It's okay to ask for help. You don't have to go through things alone. That is what school is for. It is for help and collaboration and communication throughout our school. You also can help others when needed. So when other people need help and you're good at that thing, you can help them. Obviously, ask your teacher or ask your people in your family that's older, like asking you help. Like helping people is good. Stay positive. Often when things get tough, people give up, and we don't want to give up. We want to stay positive, and that will stop us. And we hope that that stops us from giving up. Think, then work. So don't work and don't know what you're doing. You think about it. Think about what you're going to do. Think about what you're going to write. You want to visualize it, which we talked about last. You're going to visualize, and then you want to work the way that you want to work. If you know the answer, great. You can do it right when you figure out the answer. But you want to think first, then work. You also want to work smarter, not harder. Don't put more hard things on your plate. Work smarter. So working hard also has to do with working smart. Like you don't want to work harder than you need to work. Work smarter. Sometimes people have a really difficult problem, and instead of asking for help, they get frustrated. And that's not working smarter. That's working harder. Ask for help and get support so you can be successful. Also know whenever you're doing work that it's not a race. We're not racing anyone but ourselves. We want to be the best that we can be for ourselves. And then do think and then get back to focus. So think, then get back focused. So sometimes it's hard to stay focused. Even during the videos, maybe you're thinking about it and your mind is wandering off. You need to do things to get back focused. For example, when Mr. Jennings gets not focused, he makes sure that he centers his eyes back on whatever he's doing. So if I'm like hearing like someone's talking and I can't really think about what they're saying, I'll like get focused, and then I think about and look at what I'm doing to get back focused. So you need to have a trigger for yourself to get back focused. So before we move, we want to watch a quick video of someone working hard and the things they're doing the best that they can. Some things others can do that you can't do. You don't want to get sad from it or get frustrated. Like some people are going to be able to do things better. Some things you're going to be better at things than other people. And this is why we ask for help and give help, because someone might be better or know a little bit more, and you might know a little bit more where you can help them. So for example, if I know a lot of math and your teacher knows a lot of reading, I might help them with math and they help me with reading, and we collaborate and communicate so both of us can learn math and learn reading together.
Steps. Some things that are really easy for you are real hard for me.
Yeah, but some things are easy for you that are hard for me.
So in that video, we were able to see how the instructor and the young girl, they just noticed that they have differences, that some things are going to be easier for him and some things are going to be tougher for her. And it just takes practice and us to help each other so we all can be great at everything that we do.
Greetings, Science Maximites. My name is Phil, and welcome to Science Max Experiments at Large. We're going to be making one of the easiest and one of the hardest experiments to do. Here's what we're going to make: a hot air balloon. And it's pretty easy to make. That's why it's one of the easiest experiments. All you need is a plastic bag, but not any plastic bag. The kind of plastic bags you get at the grocery store to put your fruit in. That kind of plastic is very thin, very light, good for hot air balloons. And you just want to put 2 paper clips on the bottom of the bag to hold the bottom down. Here's the other thing you need. You need an adult and a hairdryer. Turn the hairdryer on, put the heat on the highest setting and the fan on the lowest setting. The air inside the bag is getting hotter, which means the molecules are moving faster and they're getting further apart, which means there's going to be less of them in the same space. Less molecules means less weight, and that means it's going to be lighter. The bigger the difference in temperature between the air inside the bag and the air outside the bag, the better it's going to work. So I recommend doing this outside, actually, on a cold day. When it's been long enough, turn the hairdryer off and it will float. Haha! Now it won't float very long because the air inside the bag will quickly return to its original temperature and it will no longer be any lighter than the air outside the bag. But it's definitely fun to fly for a while it lasts.
So this is weather and climate for 3rd and 4th grade. We've been learning a ton of different new things about temperature, thermometers, making different observations, learning about plots and graphs. We're going to continue that work here. So our big question in vocabulary, our big question in this unit is, how do we measure and compare weather between one place and another? And we learned that we can use different things like graphs and plots and thermometers and rulers and measure glasses. And it's a ton of different ways that we can measure and compare different weathers and temperatures. We also have some vocabulary words that help us understand and also explain the different things that we've been learning. I want to say our vocabulary words here. Visualize means to make a movie in your mind. Seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter. And we just move into that fall season. Measure, using a tool to find out how big, fast, or hot something is. Weather, the temperature, wind, and precipitation outside. Temperature, how hot or cold. Meteorologist, a scientist who studies and predicts the weather. Data, observations or measurements. Precipitation, rain, snow, sleet, or hail. So here is our do now. We have 5 different thermometers here. What I want you to do is get a pen and paper or a pencil and paper and write down the 5 different temperatures using what we've already learned. So here you can put the video on pause. So you should have already wrote down your 5 different temperatures for the 5 thermometers, and I'll tell you the 5 different temperatures that you have, and you can give yourself a pat on the back if you got them right. The first thermometer is 12 degrees. The second thermometer is 14 degrees. The third thermometer is 22 degrees. The fourth thermometer is 8 degrees. And the last thermometer is 44 degrees. So remember, each of these little small lines, they count for 2 degrees. So it's 10, 12. So we count these by 2s. 10, 12, 10, 12, 14, 20, 22, 10, this is minus 2 because it's going down, 8, and 40, 42, 44 degrees. So that's how you get those temperatures. Remember, the small lines, you count by 2s from that number. Next, we talked about the thermometer and what each of the thermometers temperature means. So we know when something is 93 degrees and up, this can melt chocolate. 70 degrees, this is about room temperature, like your house where you don't have like the air or the heat on, or inside the school, a comfortable place where you don't need a coat or you don't need shorts or pants. So it's just comfortable for you. 40 degrees is like the inside of a refrigerator, and 32 degrees is like the inside of a freezer where a cube or water turns into ice. So you want to visualize all these things. You want to visualize how chocolate melts. This is like 93 degrees. You want to visualize room temperature. That's like nice feeling, feels real good. About 70 degrees. You want to visualize inside of a refrigerator. It's kind of cold in there, so it's about 40 degrees. And think of really, really cold when you need a coat and where water freezes. This is about 32 degrees. So key idea, we have learned that if we describe our measurements the same way, we can compare our data and the data that others collect. So just like we seen Isaiah last week, he was able to collect data from those days and see which was the hottest day, which one was the coolest day, and see if it like was rainy, snowy, cloudy, or different things like that. So to further that work, we're going to read a book called The Sky Notebook. Today we're going to read a book about a boy who records weather data each day just outside his home in Colorado. So Colorado is a little bit further, it's a little far from where we are in Chicago. So here is the book, Sky Notebook. The author is Roger Loper and Susanna Loper. Sky Notebook. No matter where on earth you live, you can see a piece of the sky. Observing the sky can tell you a lot about the weather. How does the sky change from one day to the next? Is the sun shining or is it hidden by the clouds? What color is the sky? Blue, gray, or something in between? If the sky changes, does that tell you what kind of weather might be coming? Scientists who study the weather are called meteorologists. Meteorologists observe weather and measure the temperature, the amount of precipitation, and more. They record data in tables, graphs, and weather maps. Meteorologists look for patterns in their weather data. Noticing patterns help meteorologists understand and predict the weather. You can notice weather patterns too. Is the temperature warmer or colder when the sky is clear? After a storm, does the temperature change? A good way to find answers to questions like these is to start a sky notebook. A sky notebook is a place to record what you measure and observe about the weather that is happening in your piece of the sky. You can write in your sky notebook, record data, draw pictures, and even add photographs. This book is my sky notebook. I live in the mountains of Western Colorado, and it snows a lot here. I'm going to measure the depth of any snow that falls. I'll go out the path by the back door and stick a ruler into the snow until it hits the ground. Then I'll see where the top of the snow comes on the ruler. I'll measure the snow before my mom shovels the path. She shovels every afternoon. So I'll know I'm always measuring new snow that fell in the last 24 hours. January 24th, the temperature 33 degrees, depth of the snow 0 millimeters, the cloud cover partly cloudy. Every day when I get home from school, I'm going to take a picture of the sky. I'll measure the temperature with a thermometer. I'll write the temperature in a table along with new measurements. Right now it's sunny, but meteorologists are predicting that snow will fall tonight. So this is our country, the United States, and it just shows the weather that is hot all the way to cold. This is the precipitation in the last 24 hours that they've seen from 75 millimeters to more to less than 1 millimeter. So the pinker areas have more snow or more precipitation. I'm going to paste in 2 kinds of weather maps for each day. Meteorologists made these maps from the data they collected. One map shows the temperature during the warmest part of the day. The other shows how much precipitation fell in the last 24 hours. Snow is one kind of precipitation, but there is also rain, hail, sleet, and more. January 25th. Temperature 39 degrees. So I see it went from 33 to 39, which means the temperature went up very good. And it also went from 0 millimeters of snow to 48 millimeters of snow, which means it also went up. And partly cloudy, it's still partly cloudy. So got some snow this day, even though it's a little bit warmer. And it's 39 degrees, so 33 degrees was like the inside of a freezer almost. And it's still warming up, but it's still cold, almost 40 degrees, like the inside of a refrigerator. So it's still cold. It snowed last night, just like the meteorologist predicted. I measured 48 millimeters of new snow on the path, but the map says my area only got 12 millimeters of precipitation or less. I asked my mom why the numbers don't match. She told me snow is fluffy, so there's a lot less water in millimeter of snow than there is millimeter of rain. Mom said the map must mean the snow that fell here had the same amount of water as there would be in 12 millimeters of rain. What part of the country is the coldest today? What part is the warmest? If you want to look up the name states, you can use the map at the back of this book. So if I want to look at the coldest day, what country is the coldest? That's down here, and they should be dark blue. So the darkest blue I see is up in this area. So if I look at this area, I can go to the back of the book. Go further. Go to the back of the book. I'll see I'll see the map, and I know that's like North Dakota, Minnesota, Montana, Wisconsin, and Michigan. These are like the colder places on the map. All right. Sorry, a little funny with the book. And so we also see the hottest places. And so we'll go see here is one of the hottest places. We see is really dark red. I'll go to the end of the book as well and see what is that place. And right here, we can see that's Florida. Florida is the hottest place from where he took his observations. So, oh, sorry. And one thing I forget, I am here. So this is where the Colorado is, where Colorado is. Cool. So the temperature is almost the same as yesterday. So it's 40 degrees. It went up 1 degree. And this is like still cold inside of a refrigerator. And there, 0 millimeters of snow, which means no new snow came. And it's still partly cloudy. The temperature is almost the same as yesterday, and there are thin, wispy clouds streaking across the sky. I wonder what that means. So, why is this streaky clouds going around? I noticed that the precipitation map shows that my area of Colorado got some precipitation in the last 24 hours, but we didn't get any at my house. So he's here, and you see that pink tells me that there's a little bit of rain. Can you find where you live? Is the weather the same in your entire state? So we live here. We live really here. So right here, I don't see any precipitation happening, but the northern part of Illinois does have some precipitation a little bit. 43 degrees. So the temperature is rising. Still no snow, and the clouds have left. It's just an overcast, he says. So it isn't like just as cloudy, it looks like gray. It's a little warmer than yesterday, but the sky is overcast. Meteorologists are predicting that a big snowstorm is on the way. The temperature maps from the last 2 days show a pattern of warmer air moving to the north in one area. Can you find where this is happening? So from here, we can see that this red is moving to where he's living. So that's why it's getting warmer. Like it's a wave of heat coming in from him. It wasn't as hot here, then it's moving to where he lives. And that's why it's getting warmer. 40 degrees. So here we see that it went down though. So it was getting back to the refrigerator, and it's snowing, and now it's the most snow he's seen, which is 103 millimeters, and it's still like a gray overcast in the sky. Great big snowflakes are falling right now. The wind is blowing and very strong gusts. I wonder how much more snow will fall during this storm. Which part of the country have a lot of precipitation today? Do you think it's snowing in all those places, or could it be raining in some of them? So looking at the precipitation on here, so it goes from dark pink to white. We see that the darkest pink is here, right under Colorado, and We don't know if it's snowing. It could be rain, snow, sleet, or hail. We don't know, so we can't make that guess. We know it's snowing where he is, and it might be snowing somewhere else, but we just don't know. January 29th, temperature 20 degrees. So it's even colder than a freezer. The temperature has went down almost 20 degrees. Well, 20 degrees. The snowstorm kept going last night. Today I used a ruler. Sorry, it is 152 millimeters of snow, which means that the snow is higher as well. But the sky is clear. It's not gray anymore and it's not cloudy. Today I used a ruler to measure how much snow fell. The snow was 152 millimeters, 6 inches deep. So that's about like that big, about 6 inches deep of snow. The trees look beautiful, and you can see the new snow in the mountains in the distance. It's a clear, sunny day, but it is very cold. Using the maps, can you find any places in the country that are warm and dry? So looking at warm and dry, we're looking on for the red and orange areas, and also to see if it is white. So here I wouldn't say Florida because it's hot there, but Illinois is warmer. This is where we live up, but there's precipitation there. I guess we can go towards like Kansas kind of, and we see that it's not a lot of rain and it's a little warm there. It's like in the orange. January 30th, 31 degrees. So the temperature is rising. It's 76 millimeters of snow, which means that the snow has went down, but the clouds are coming back in the sky and the cloud cover. We had another snowstorm this morning and about 76 more millimeters of snow, 3 inches of snow fell. Right now it's cold and cloudy and the wind is strong. I think I'll go inside and warm up. Can you find a place that is dry but very cold today? A place that is very dry and very cold. So up here towards that Nebraska area, we see that it's very cold because it's dark blue, which means the temperature is below 0 degrees and there is no precipitation here because it's not pink, it's white. January 31st, 24 degrees, no snow has came and it's clear sky. The sky is blue today. There's only a soft breeze, but it's even colder than yesterday. The snow won't be melting today. The temperature map shows the highest temperatures for the whole day, which usually happens in the afternoon. I wonder what a map of the day's low temperatures would show. There are all sorts of things to notice about this sky. Notebook. What weather patterns can you observe? Can you find the warmest day and the coldest day? Can you find a day where the precipitation fell over most of the United States? What parts of the country had the coldest weather this week? What parts of the country had the warmest weather this week? And so we could have seen all of those things in those maps. And you can use this map to help you figure out which state is which on the weather map in this book. Sorry. And so I'm trying to zoom in. So we can see the map here. So this is a map of our beautiful country. It's kind of going in and out. Sorry, I said Nebraska earlier. I meant North Dakota. Sorry, forgive me. But this is a map of our country. And from the precipitation map and the temperature map, we could measure to see how hot it was and also which states had precipitation and which states did not. Cool. So here is a part of the book that we read already. I'm not going to read it again, but it just tells us a lot of things that we've learned from doing our observations, how to observe what weather is, what is precipitation, and how to measure the temperature, and also what it means to be a meteorologist. What are some ways meteorologists can record the data? So like we said thermometers, we can use rulers, just like the young boy did. You can use tape measure. You can use there's multiple tools. I can't think. I'll give some of them out next lesson. And so how does weather data help meteorologists predict the weather? So from what we've seen with the young boy, we were able to see what days were cold, what days are snowy, what days were cloudy, what days were not. And this gives us a great way to how to dress. Because obviously if it's cold outside, you want to put on a coat. And if it's hot, you want to dress appropriately for that weather as well. So here's what we've seen the young boy using one of the tools, which is the thermometer. he used a thermometer and a ruler, sorry. So you have to visualize these things. So when we visualize that weather, even though we can't feel how cold it is to the boy, we can think like a really cold day or inside of that freezer or something really hot and think about how hot that day is. So this is the map that we were looking, the high temperature to the low temperature and the precipitation. So we already read the whole book. The goal is to describe whether so it's possible to compare the data. We know that we can compare data because we've seen some days were hotter, some days were colder. That is already comparing. So when we think about like less snow, more snow, partly cloudy, clear, less precipitation, more precipitation, when we think about each day that has more rain or less rain, we're comparing them. So if I say today it's a lot of rain, tomorrow it's not so much rain, or today is hot and tomorrow it's cold, that's already comparing data. So can you compare weather from day to day to another? Why or why not? We know that that answer is yes. We can compare data from day to day, and it's important because it tells us what to wear. It also tells us maybe like where you want to live in the future, like what days are hot, what places are hot, what places are cold. If you like rain, what places have a lot of rain, what places don't rain if you don't like the rain. You can see all of this by collecting data and comparing the weather. So this is our lesson for this week. I'll see how well you guys do the exit tickets just as well as you guys been doing. Check back in with you guys next week. Have a great week.